Our next guests are brothers and talented actors. You know one from films like Ex Machina and the Star Wars and Harry Potter franchises, the other from Peaky Blinders and Phantom Thread. Their show, Frank of Ireland, premieres April 16th on Amazon Prime Video. Let's take a look.
Doofus, this is your room.
I know. We'd be roomies. No, silly. That's where my brother sleeps. You're in with me, Buster. How's that?
I don't know, Doofus. What if I'm with a lady?
I don't mind watching.
Please welcome to the show, Donal and Brian Gleeson. How are you, gentlemen?
Very good. How you doing, Seth?
I'm doing very well. It's so nice to see you both. Doofus is the name of one of the characters here, and Donal, you play a Doofus. And I'm wondering, when two brothers create a show and one brother, should say one character is named Doofus, how do you decide who's going to play the Doofus?
It's basically an IQ test, essentially. It's a very strictly formulated plan where we did an IQ test each. I came out on bottom, and I got Doofus, and I'm very, very happy with it.
Well, it works out very well. It should be noted that, Brian, you basically play a man-child. It's not like the other character is a genius or anything.
No, I was going to say I took an eye test because I didn't read the brief properly. We had a wrestle at the end to sort it out.
You obviously, you were brothers, you were both actors, but do you approach the way you perform differently? Have you found that working together?
I'd say we're probably quite different. Are we, Brian? I've always kind of admired the way that Brian works and the ways that kind of able to access characters. So I tried to kind of pick up some tips along the way. There was one scene where his character in the show has lost his mother. He's drugged her up at home, kind of trying to be responsible so she'll stay in bed while he goes and does the shopping. And when he gets back, she's gone. He doesn't know where she is, and he's really worried about her. And we were supposed to be running in somewhere to find where she'd gone to. And he's worried, whatever's happened. And I looked over and Brian was warming up, and I was like, what's he doing? He was muttering something to himself to get himself in character. I was like, this is amazing. And I listened, and he was saying, that time I lost Dipper on the beach, that time I lost Dipper on the beach. And he was remembering a time he lost our dog, which, it blew my mind. That's deeper than I've ever gone.
Brian, this is obviously a very traumatic memory of yours.
It's Stanislavski. I'm a student of Stanislavski, sense memory, emotional recall. But I did lose the dog when I took him out for a walk on the beach, and in a very Frank Martin sort of way, I didn't really look for him. I just kind of shouted at the sky and just had a meltdown. And then I went home to confess to Mom and Dad. And I really had to chin myself up. I was like, I got to confess. And I went into the kitchen, and Mom was there, and I said, Mom, I have a confession. She said, what is it? I said, I've lost Dipper, the dog. And she said, no, you didn't. He's right there under the kitchen table. So he had, at some point in that walk, he said, do you know what? I don't like this anymore. I'm heading home. So
my worry is that you left with an empty lead. My worry is you left that house with a lead trailing along the ground, and Dipper was never with you.
Oh, the dog never even left the house.
Yeah. He was there the whole time.
It would explain the shouting at the sky anyway. Yeah.
I feel like you might have also made a very good Doofus, all things being equal.
Thank you, Seth. And you too.
Yeah, I do. You mentioned
we saw you trying to pronounce our names. Before the show started.
Yeah.
How dare you call me a Doofus? You went through Donal 4 times. You had them change the name on the card. They'll edit all this out. And then by the end of it, you finally got it right. And then you tripped up. On Brian because it looks like Brian. We all saw it.
You know what? I'm going to leave it in. My next question is about your brother Fergus, who I love because you say it the way it's spelled.
It's pronounced Fiach, you idiot.
No, I don't. No, we don't have time for Fergus, but actually, your brother Fergus, he's a singer. He provided a song for the show.
Yes, he did. He sang a song that our co-writer Michael Maloney wrote.
Was he a yes right away when you asked him to sing the song?
Yeah, I think so. Donal? No?
No. he wanted
right,
a little bit of
sure.
this.
Sure.
He's in it for the money.
You got your dad, the wonderful actor Brendan Gleeson. He appeared in the show. Did he also want the money?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You gotta pay them. You want the right people, you gotta pay them.
Do you get nervous when he shows up on set as either an actor or a son or neither or both?
No, I think he's so much enthusiasm, and so much love for the craft, which is what I always loved about him. And we were on set when he came on his first day, and he had a suitcase full of his own clothes, but also costume clothes. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the two. But he came with lots of ideas, and he tried them out for us as we were having lunch. We went into his trailer, came out with a new costume, and we very slowly found a way where he was happy. But that kind of enthusiasm was amazing. It was amazing to be around.
It was so weird. It was like the weirdest Pretty Woman montage of him trying on like coming out of his trailer to us while you don't know whether to eat when your father is changing into sexy leather jackets in front of you. Is it weirder to continue eating or to stop eating? It's a real question, Seth. Which is weirder?
You try to take your bites as he goes. When his back turns, you try to sneak a bite in. You certainly don't act. You don't eat when
I
he's
never
looking
spit
at
the
you.
food out either.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do.
I actually guzzled hungrily while he did his pirouette. I messed it
that's
all
the
up.
worst.
I went.
Of course, a hungry guzzle, of course, is fine.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on the show. It's lovely to see you both.
Lovely to see you too, Seth. Thank you.
Thanks.
Frank of Ireland premieres April 16th on Amazon Prime Video.